Hello and welcome to the DFS_PhD show for today, the 4th of November. Remember, you're good enough, you're strong enough, and gosh darn it, someone's got to win that money. And oh boy, how close we came. Really making a run yesterday. I'm living in the ones and the fours, 20 max, because that's where I can live. And yeah, I so close to taking down here with Brogdon, Levine, Hart, J Will, really? Yeah, I guess so. Jackson Jr., J Rich, Grant, and Michael Porter Jr. J Rich, I tried to get him out of a lot of lineups, so this one must not have been looking promising back when I made all my pivots. So yeah, I would have pivoted that to Haywood Highsmith, and that's why all of those lineups aren't on the screen. But yeah, that was really nice. Get a couple of these holiday b-ball things for a couple months from now, and enough bankroll to keep on playing this, today if I wanted to in basketball, but I don't. So it's going to be a bunch of college football, a bunch of MMA, and a smattering of basketball. But I'm going to play golf this afternoon at the important part of late swap times. So not going to be super engaged with the news of the day as it goes on. Thus, I'm in the $1, and that's it. I did make a summary. I haven't mentioned it yet, but how to build Madden Sims lineups. You guys know I'm winning every day on Madden Sims. And it's probably not an accident. I mean, I don't have an optimizer, but it's easy. And it's good practice, too, for short slates, like the playoffs and stuff. That is where I have my biggest NFL wins as well. So I don't think that's an accident that I have my most practice there and I have my biggest wins there. Same thing in the NBA. Well, NBA Showdown. I guess I practice more in Classic. I don't know. One of these days, guys. One of these days. So for today's Classic slate, as of now, with the news we have right now, the biggest news, I think, is that what's his name is out. Wendell Carter Jr. is projected to be out. I didn't hear that news, but I guess it's happening. So anyway, I'm not sure what SaberSim thinks is going to happen here, like who's starting or whatever. They got 28 or 29 minutes for Mo Wagner. No, I think we're going to get 32 minutes for Mo Wagner. And I couldn't even tell who they're projecting behind Wagner. So what is it? It's a... Oh crap! I forget the name of how to look up the various like depth charts. Deposit something or other. Man, whatever. You guys will link it in the chat, but that's what I would like to go look up for. Like, okay, so depth chart, Orlando, because I don't know behind. We don't normally have whoever's playing behind deposit funds. That's what it is. Goga Bitadze or Jonathan. Okay, so do we have Goga in the player pool? And also, now that I have remembered it's Boston, or the name of that particular website, I could double check to see if add more funds is on here or whatever it is. Okay, whatever. I don't remember the exact name of it, but this is probably fine, particularly because Goga, I mean, last year was getting backup run too. Yeah, okay, so they're projecting Goga. Great. So we're also projecting Goga. And we need a fork here. So we're going to allow Goga. And we're going to build in the fork. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Save build settings. Huh. I was complaining about to myself, oh, well, I wish it was easier to save build settings. Well, maybe you're just an idiot. Okay. So add new rules. This is Goga or Mo. Because one of them is going to be like play this late level thing. So could use at least one. I'm going to say no more than one of Goga. And I want to cap him at 30 because that's very ridiculous. Oh, right. I saved the rule without adding Mo Wagner to it. So I should add Mo Wagner. So then to the rule to actually be a Goga and Mo rule, now it is a Goga and Mo rule. So now my theory here is that they're going to get to 28 between them, but we don't really know how they're going to spread it, and we don't know which of them is the better play. Like, one of them could be a better play. So here's the thing. They're playing the Lakers. Lakers are pretty bad still. So I'm not sure what to project here. So even if you did know which one of them was going to play in a blowout, do you do the blowout lineup or not? So the biggest question mark for me is, why is Peyton Pritchard the top value of the slate? The only thing I can think of is projection for a blowout. Granted, this is Boston, one of the best teams in the NBA, playing Brooklyn, one of the worst teams in the NBA, who is also missing a number of key pieces. So I understand the thesis, and I'm going to have 30 to 50% based on that thesis, but that's the only thesis. If this game stays competitive, you are dead if you play Peyton Pritchard. And that's what I don't understand. Like, how can you project that for his midpoint projection? But I mean, it's still fine. I mean, amongst these other things. Rules we got going besides Goga and Mo, we've got Capella foul trouble, where I've got Okongwu, Capella, and then AD foul trouble. Because I think if you're gonna have Peyton Pritchard up here, you got to have Christian Wood up here. I mean, like the same exact reason Peyton Pritchard would smash is the reason Christian Wood would smash. Blowout. Who's going to get the run? Who's going to take all the shots for the Lakers? Christian Wood, who's going to be really, wanting to take shots. He hasn't had any time on the court. So anyway, those are my plays of the day. Your Christian Wood, Mo Wagner, not high enough. People are not high if on Mo Wagner. If he really starts, obviously they could do something weird against the Lakers. I don't know if you can do something weird against the Lakers because they've got AD down there. But what's the other option? Start Chuma Okeke or like I don't even know what else they would do. Jonathan Isaac, he's hurt, right? So Isaac's not playing back-to-backs, but he's playing this game. Yeah. So I mean, Isaac's big. Maybe he gets a few more minutes. You can add more if you think. What are they projecting? Okeke not to get in the game. I'm also projecting him not to get in the game. But these are guys who could spoil our day, so I'm bringing them up. Besides that, we've got some pretty solid values in Miles Turner. You can add a foul trouble if you want to, but he hasn't been that bad this year. Bruce Brown, he's just getting a ton of minutes. He's getting there with peripheral stats. Jabari Smith, same thing, underpriced, getting there, ton of minutes, going to be a good matchup. Herder, same thing. So these are guys that I'm just going to be overweight on, I assume, pretty significantly. Oh, we're not sorted by exposure. Let's sort by exposure. Bruce Brown, no thanks. Don't want to be 80% Bruce Brown. Take that to a reasonable coin flip on if Bruce Brown is optimal today. Then Jabari Smith Jr., same deal. He's good, but like 2.5 times the field good, not like infinity times the field good. And then I broke the optimizer with D'Lo because I still think he's being underprojected for his range of outcomes, but that is a range of outcomes where the game is close. So I'll say 25% of those. So that's half of the game is close scenarios. D'Lo gets there. Okay, Gobert. Don't really want to be more than 3x, but I am okay with being 3x. So let's do 45. Herder. I don't know. I don't like being that over the field on a guy who can really kill you if he doesn't shoot well. I'll bring him down to Miles Turner levels. Who does that pop? Are we going to break it entirely? No, okay. Yeah, this looks good. Gobert, yeah, all right. Now, Sadiq Bey being so high, I don't know about that. Let's get him down to like 20. Because that's also like, okay, so Sadiq Bey is another situation where you've got to pay attention to starters. So I'm not watching late news. Not going to be good for me. But if you see Jalen Johnson starting, you need to get Sadiq Bey out of your player pool and get Jalen Johnson, who I assume is like 5K or less still. Typing in the word Jalen Johnson is at 56. Okay, so he's not cheap, even if he were to start. So he's not a lock and go, but Bey is not good if Jalen Johnson is starting. So be careful. Make sure Bey is starting to have Bey in your player pool. Obi Toppin. People are overlooking this guy on every slate. You guys know what he's capable of. Obi Toppin's capable of a ridiculous number of stocks and completely breaking the slate. However, I do think 15% is about a top-end value for that. The likelihood, it's just kind of a coin flip, like a guy goes off shooting, threes or something. Okay, this is all cool. I'll rebuild later. You saw there were some people. One of my forks wasn't even one of my important pieces of value, was not even in this run. Yeah, Goga, got to have some Goga. So this is not my final run. But I do think that gets to most of the, let me talk about the studs, because I wanted to talk, I'll always talk about value pieces, and then I'll talk about studs, because I'm like, you need somebody else to go game by game, or you need to think through like specific minutes for every single game with somebody, but that's not me. I'm about, you've done that already. It's game theory time for the slate. What are you doing? So up at the top, I'm not getting to Jokic. He's just overpriced relative to the other options who all have the same-ish upside. I mean, Jokic has higher upside. Maybe we got to reflect that in the pool, but I don't know. I'm not feeling the high end today. I'm not feeling Tatum. I'm okay if you want to, I mean, all the rest of these guys, we're projecting them for a lot of points, but they're not at 10K, right? So Sabonis is where I'm going a little bit if I want to go to 10K. I don't really want to be at 30% Sabonis, if I'm being honest. Let's go to 20% Sabonis. I don't feel like I want to use a 10K player that much, Like it's not against Sabonis specifically. It's just, I was telling you how to build for this slate, and okay. All right. So so I like AD up here. Yeah. I'm more like Tyrese Halliburton, and I like LeBron. I like LaMelo, Cat, Ingram, these kind of plays. Is Ingram still questionable? Yeah. double check that Ingram news. He's been not late scratched, but not playing a lot, and so keep an eye out. Obviously, that's another place where if there's late news, you need to be playing the other Pelicans that news affects. But yeah, up here at the top, you can see the guys that get crossed out: Jason Tatum, Porzingis, Markkanen, DeJounte Murray, DeMar DeRozan. There's no upside for these guys today. McCollum, I don't see, like, these guys are priced up from having a bigger role. Cam Thomas, anytime a guy's priced up from a bigger role, they could still get there. It's just not for me. Like that, I think we can do it easier. But that's going to do it for today's show. Remember, you're good enough, you're strong enough, and gosh darn it, someone's got to win that money. Might as well be us.